Hello everybody, it is Linda with Scrap Stars Paper Crafting, and today is Sunday, so we're going to do a scrapbook fun. I am going to show you some different things that you can do with the two-tone paper that Stampin' Up! Is now coming out with. I, as you know, came from close to my heart, and we did already have two-tone paper, which I absolutely loved, and I used it in my scrapbooking projects as well as cards. So you can use these things for both things, but I'm just going to give you a few samples. There's so much that you can do with two-tone and scrapbook white core paper that I am just going to give you a few today, and then I'll do another video next week and show you a few more techniques that you can use. First off, what is two-tone paper? Okay, well, you have your truce color, which is this side, and then you have a lighter shade of that color. See, on one side it's this color, and on the other side it's a lighter shade. There's lots of things you can do with this because I like to have, I use these for photo mats and other stuff too, just to give it a nice tone. It's like tone on tone, but it's a lighter color, so it gives it a little different look. One of the things but we're going to talk a little bit more about white core. What I did with this one is, this is a Stampin' Cut emboss. I didn't get the cutting part, but I did get the embossing part. I just absolutely thought this was such a pretty embossing folder. And it has these trees. So I am using the paper. I cut this at 6 inches. And that's the other thing I really like about Stampin' Up's folders, is that they're larger, and so that you can use them on scrapbook pages because you have a larger surface that you can use them with. Okay, so what I did was I took this, and I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to bring it up a little bit, kind of move it. I embossed this. I cut this at 6 inches and then embossed it. I just took my embossing folder and put it in sideways like this, because I'm going to use this for a layout page. So the other thing that you would need for this particular technique is some kind of sanding block. You can get these where they sell nail stuff and the Dollar Tree or whatever. But I use the medium grit, I think it's called, or grit, medium grit. So how you do this, I emboss this. This is one of the techniques that you can do with white core. Because I emboss this in its white core, I can take my sanding block and just lightly sand, make it look like snow is on those trees. Isn't that pretty? I was going to do this in green, but I had all this beautiful blue paper. So I'm just going to kind of lightly sand this. And I do it in circular motions, just so that I get the front and the back and all over. And I'm just gonna, I don't push real hard, just lightly push. And so now you see, it kind of looks like there's snow on those trees. Isn't that a pretty effect? So the other thing I use, and this is a nice tip when you're doing sanding, is I use a roller, just a lint roller, and it helps pick up all that extra dust off of my surface so that I don't have to be playing around with all this dust, and it gets it off of my pretty paper that I've been working on. So now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and start a page that I'm going to make, and I'll get a sheet of paper. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on here like this. And so that is one thing. And then I've got complimentary designer series paper. And if you remember last week, I used this really pretty, it's called Country In Papers. And I'm going to use the back side this time. I'm going to put it like in here like so. So that I have this really pretty complimentary papers like this. And then what I'm going to do is, for another thing that you could do with embossing, is I'm going to grab my tool here, my Stampin' Up tool. Isn't this pretty, just like this? Can't you see pictures on this where you're like out walking in the snow? It's so pretty. Okay, so this is another technique that you can do. You can make designs with your embossing. I'm going to do like a 1/2 inch. I won't do the whole thing because I don't want to take up all your day. 1/2 inch, and then I might go 1 inch. We'll make a design, but you can make designs with this. You can do, and then I'll go 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and then 1 inch. But you can make designs with this, and let me show you. I'm going to sand this down now that I've used my embossing tool. Go ahead and I'm going to move this so I don't mess this up too bad. But now I'm just going to go ahead and sand this, and you can see how I've made like a little pattern with stripes. There is something else that you can do. You could also, you can go crisscross. There's so many things that you can do with this. You just take your tool and you can go crisscrossing like this and like this, and then you can sand it on this side so you can have a little different look with that. Isn't that cool? I love white core because there's so many things that you can do. And if you see the edges too, like if you have photos, you can just kind of sand off the your photo mats that go around your photos, just to give it a little distressed look. Okay, so back to our layout here. All right, so I have this, and I think what I'm going to do with it, I was going to go ahead and use like this design to go down the middle with the pattern, just to give it, because there's lines here, and then have lines going across. But I think instead, I'm going to use, I could use a skinnier piece of paper if I wanted to go across here, but I like glitter, so I'm going to use this really pretty piece of glitter that goes across here, like so. And then I'm just going to figure out where I want my photos, or if I want, because I have my nice design element down here. So this would fit perfectly, a 4x6 up here, and I could do a 4x6 here, and a 4x4 here. Or if I wanted a title up here, I could still do a 4x4 and a 4x6 photo here, and maybe do walking in the snow, or looking, you know, winter wonderland, and do a little smaller photo here and have some photos here. So this is my idea for you today. It's a nice short little video on how to use white core with sanding. And so you can do different things just by embossing your area, whether you do lines or you use an embossing folder. And you can use this in your scrapbooking or in card making. So thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have a great week of crafting. Bye.